Dan kami akan melanjutkan kembali dialog bersama Direktur dan Corporate Secretary Bumi, Dileep Srivastava. Dileep, we will continue our discussion. Along with the reopening of China's economy after the pandemic, is there a significant demand from China?
Definitely, there will be an increase in coal consumption and demand from China. It's been a turbulent time for China. They have been through the ravages of a very severe effect of the pandemic, which affected industrial growth. And if you are looking at their manufacturing indices right now, they are registering a growth and a slow return to normalcy. And that can be gauged really by how industrial activity is picking up. And a gauge of that really is what is their power demand looking like. And you can see that there is a significant upswing in their power demand in 2023 from 22, with a similar rate of a swing over the next 2 or 3 years. And as I said before, they are also putting up several new coal-fired power plants. Therefore, the demand for coal will definitely be there. They have adequate stocks at this point of time because they've had a reasonably warm summer. And the second is they are also getting economically priced coal from Russia. And they recently are coming out of their Chinese New Year, where activity was stalled, and now they are coming back with growth. So I would think that while present demand might be a little soft from their side, but we think that as the year progresses, they will require more coal. And if the summer is severe, as many people are forecasting, there should be a peak in power demand, and which basically means there would be some pressure on rebuilding stocks and resuming imports. Another factor that has affected supplies out of Indonesia is the Australia factor. China was not importing from Australia, but now I think there are signs of loosening up. So as China starts exporting more, the markets that they were supplying to in the rest of Asia, which were Indonesian markets, those again will refill with demand. But if you ask us informally as to where we see the imports of coal to China this year and the following years, we see them at levels of anywhere between 250 million tons to 300 million tons, which is significantly higher than last year. It's all a function of physical supply and demand. And as the situation gets clearer, I think it is just physical inventory that is going to influence the price. But there will be a pressure to rebuild inventory during summer. That is our opinion. So we should not worry too much about it. The prices are a little soft at this point of time. But we think in the second half of the year, there could be a balance where demand again can exceed supply or match supply. Colombia and the US and South Africa have also been supplying coal to the EU. EU has also got demands out of Asia. But the factor that is stopping it, one is the kind of coal that they take, the quality. The second factor is that we would like to get the best prices, and we would prefer the global Newcastle index and the HBA, and not so much the API 1 and API 2, which is a different quality and is a lower price.
Well, Dileep, how about the demand from India amidst the threat of power crisis in India? Is there also any significant demand from there?
From India, you said?
Yes, from India, amidst of the threat of power
you
crisis.
See, India basically produces about, I think Coal India is producing about a record 700 million tons this year. And they're also investing in capacity, and they are putting up new coal-fired power plants. And in parallel, they're also developing renewables. So I would think that India's imports have been at a level of around 150 million tons in the last couple of years. We think that there is possibly some turbulence there because Russia does supply to India at lower prices. And they have been known to also look at South Africa for some supplies. So there has been some diversion. And they've also been purchasing from Australia. But as Australia resumes the supplies to China, we think, and as demand for power and for coal-fired capacity coal increases in India, that number of 150 million tons will be sustained, and it can go up to about 170, 175 million tons. Again, I think if the summer is very severe, you can see a spike in demand and imports from there. In fact, we are already seeing some signs of a pickup of imports from India right now.
How much the perspective of the demand from India?
As I said, they are importing in the past about 150 million tons a year. But we think their potential can be 175 to 200, over the next year and a couple of years. A lot depends on weather, and a lot depends on infrastructure. And there can be spikes. But they are also increasing domestic capacity. So those are the factors that can interplay when we are talking about how much they will import. But we think it will go up. Their priority is energy security, and they will move with a just transition which suits their own purpose. They have growth of 6 or 7% that is forecast. Power demand will increase, so that will require coal. And they need to balance out their infrastructure and transportation. And the coastal power plants probably will continue looking at imports. There could be wavy ups and downs off and on based on physical supply demand, but they will continue to import. And there are already talks in India that there is likely to be a power crisis in summer this year. The demand will go up as the weather hots up. Okay. And it is possible that inventories and power plants may come down. So there might be a run on stocks as well.
Okay, that's very comprehensive insight. Thank you for your time. Dileep Srivastava, Director and Corporate Secretary Bumi Resources. Stay healthy. Thank you for joining us on Mining Zone.
Not at all, not at all. We are hoping we can achieve our production RKAB of 81 million tons this year, which is a 10 or a 15% increase over last year.
Okay, right. Thank you, Dileep Srivastava, for your time. Stay healthy.
Not at all. Thank you very much.